What's up, guys? We are here, Archeage Unchained, November 2nd. Let's talk about the news that came out today. And they talked about exploiters and what the Dwarf Gate was, what the World Boss Gate was. And this is a really cool thing that they needed to do. They needed to give out their firm stance on everything that happened and explain that these were not an exploit. So, Dwarf Gate, for example, is up here. Dwarf Gate was not an exploit. The very first thing they say was Dwarf Gate was not an exploit. The Arc Pass gave you the quest to kill some amount of monsters in a specific zone repeatedly, which was bad design, but not an exploit. End of story. The Dwarf Gate was not an exploit. That was simply players min-maxing the Arc Pass and doing it as efficiently as possible. End of story. There is nothing wrong with the Dwarf Gate, period. The first line that they did say here is exploiters got banned, it will not be unbanned. But again, we just go into the phrase that Dwarf Gate was not an exploit. World Boss Gate, the next one that they say. The repeated reset of these missions is not intended, and doing so is considered a violation of our terms of service and will not be tolerated. Receiving these quests through standard gameplay is allowed, but repeatedly recycling the quests to repeat these quests is not allowed. That was simply changing your pass over to another one and doing it again and again until you got the quest that you want. That was the exploit. Not many people had to do that because the chances are once you were level 55, you pretty much got world boss quests every single time. It was a very high chance that you got a world boss quest and then it kept giving you world boss quests after you completed it. So people got a bunch of gold. As we're seeing now, the gold has been somewhat filtered out of the economy and has sunken into gear. And the EU players are specifically angry because there's a couple players that are very close and one that's over 7,000 gear score right now. That is a pretty impressive gear score for 2 or 3 weeks of a new server here. The next thing that they did touch upon is that if you know someone that exploited, please send them in proof at support@gamigo.com. The support team will investigate, but they want you to send videos and screenshots of these things. So I guess they're really calling out like streamers, and like if you think a streamer exploited or a YouTuber exploited and there's video proof of this stuff, clip it and send it to them. I mean, because I know there's a lot of hate out there with streamers, YouTubers, and saying that they got favoritism and special treatment because they support and promote the game. But they're legit telling you here, if you have proof, send it in. I don't know how you would ever have proof on anyone that wasn't like streaming or YouTubing or whatever. But there you go. So if you think someone is cheating, send it in there. You need proof though. No witch hunts here. Then last up, they did release the diligence coins, and they touched upon this. As we mentioned, unfortunately, they had to disable the claim of the diligence coins with the 7 labor recharges, and they understand the unrest within the community because the community's pissed right now. At the moment, some were claiming it and some did not. We were working on bringing back the claims as soon as possible again, and we're also looking at those cases then. So some people got multiple claims. Some people said that they didn't get any mail after they claimed it online. We don't know how severe this is because, yeah, I mean, I don't think I've seen any screenshots or pics or anything. But definitely some people really did get 2 claims of the items. Some people were saying that they got like 10 claims, but most likely that's bullshit. You never know. Could very well be true that someone spammed the system and got 10 claims. If said person got 10 claims, that should be an easy ban for Gamigo to just ban them straight, because like if they glitched it twice, that could be a glitch. No question about it. So I mean, if the people that got it twice, they're probably going to luck out and get double diligence coins and double labor charges. If you did it more than twice and you ended up getting 3, 4, 5, 6, that means you probably exploited the situation for your own personal gain. So they are reviewing these cases, as they say here, and potential action will be taken. Hopefully that they do ban the big people that just got 10 times if there was a case like that. But we'll have to see. And they're not going to like publicly name and shame these people. They may say, oh yeah, we banned 10 people or 20 people, who knows. But hopefully they do, because the community is really pissed about this, thinking that, you know, everyone is a cheater and everyone has been, you know, exploiting everything. And yeah, there's some cases that have happened, but the majority of players are still here. If you look at the servers, especially during peak times and the weekends, you can see that most of the servers have queues still. Like every one of the NA servers have a queue, except for the Jurgit, the newest one, and that was on high earlier today. Same thing with the EU servers. Like every EU server had a queue at peak time, except for one, like the newest server, I believe. So the server population is very healthy. Like, some people have quit, sure, from Archeage Unchained because of bugs and issues and things like that. But overall, the health of the game is really, really well. Then let's touch on something else that they did talk about a couple days ago. When they released the diligence coins and the labor recharges, they did say next week, date to be announced, we plan to add a claimable crate in the marketplace that contains 45 diligence coins and 7 bound labor recharges, which can only be used by characters level 40 plus. This will be available as a free claim once per account. This change has been made to prevent a massive sudden influx of diligence coins and all the associate items that could be purchased with those. So they're doing this instead of, you know, a one-time 300 diligence coin grant. They're spacing it out over time. Every week, they said we will evaluate the need to add this crate each week that the Arc Pass is disabled. So you should be getting diligence coins, you know, weekly as the Arc Pass is disabled. They said the Arc Pass is going to be disabled a minimum of 2 weeks. It's been about a week right now, so we'll see how long. It's I don't want to rush them. You know, I would hope that the Arc Pass is gone for a month and they actually iron out everything. But we'll see. They haven't done a really good job at anything in this launch, really, as of now. Like, they've really fucked up a lot of things. The only things, the servers have actually held up pretty well for the very first day. Like, there wasn't server downtime and issues like that. But everything else has just been a big clusterfuck. Like, not having the grace period for disconnects is horrible. I'm surprised that there still are queues, because if I weren't able to get on early enough in the morning when there were no queues, for example, I would just shoot myself a freaking 4K queue, and then like you get disconnected at like 1,233 in line. You're like, what the fuck? And then you have to go back into a 4K queue. Like, I would just, no. That's part of the reason why even before the launch, I said that I'm going to roll on the newer server that comes up. Like, they announced 2, I'm going to probably roll on the server that comes out, you know, the day of launch or the day after of launch. And because I knew the queues were going to be insane, like 2 servers was not enough in the very beginning. They shot themselves in the foot, but only releasing 2. They went up to 3, still wasn't enough, shot themselves in the foot again, because now people are stuck and committed to those servers with their guilds, their friends, their family, etc. Anyway, that's all the news here. I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching.